I had to do a lot of boxing.
And how extensive was the training for that, would you say?
I just sort of kept with what my normal routine was. I do an hour 2 or 3 times a week and just kind of hone in on technique.
And was there someone in charge of how I know boxing is very hard to film,
And so they got this choreographer, Bobby, from Lights Out.
and how was that experience?
It was awesome. It was really fun. He's a really great teacher. And for me, it was an interesting sort of melding of worlds where I kind of had to take all this technique that I'd worked on and then had to open it up a little bit for camera because it
Yeah.
looks more dynamic to have larger, bigger movements. And I had just spent so many months working on making sure I got it right technically that I kind of had to let some of that go for the dramatic purpose. But I really love being physical. I really love being active. So to have this as a component in the episode for me was something I particularly enjoyed.
So you have to do like bigger gestures, right, to make it look like you're actually boxing. It's like if you stuck to the
If you stuck to something too tight and small, depending on where the camera is, it could completely miss it or it wouldn't look as dynamic. So you work with angles to make sure that you're fighting at a safe distance from your partner. And in this case, it was Manny who played Esperanza.
yeah.
We had to keep it a safe distance to make sure that we weren't going to hurt each other, but be able to swing enough that it looked.
And how are you doing that? You're not hitting each other, but you're trying to look like you're hitting each other. How hard of a game is that?
It's a little bit of movie magic.
Okay.
Depending on, if you kind of look at something from a certain angle, if I throw something right at the same axis as her face and the camera maybe is on the other side of her, it will look as if I came in contact with her because of the
Gotcha.
angle of the camera. With that said, Manny and I were both people who are really excited to get physical and we really wanted to get into it. It's sort of the driving force of the episode as
Sure.
the teaser. So we both being physical and competitive people had a good time with that.
Right. And were you mad that you lost?
Oh, yeah. And then I get the script, and I was like, wait a second. You guys didn't tell me that I get knocked out. I didn't
Right.
agree to that.
And a shiner, right?
Exactly. But, I think that it's good for people to see Kat feeling a little off, I think she's so on top of her game that for her to be behind the 8 ball for once in her life might be refreshing for the viewers.